Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes,
How's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great, great. Just relaxing. So, I already downloaded your Ash game and got to look a bit through it.
Okay. Yeah.
But we're going to go through it from the beginning, and
Okay.
I'm going to share my screen. Let me share. Where is it? There we go. Can you see the game?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you usually play ADC, or what kind of roles do you main?
Yes. That's my main lane.
And you've said you played for 8 months, right?
Yes. No, I have been off playing for 8 months. I played before, but then I've had a break due to studies.
Welcome to
So
Summoner's Rift.
I've been off gaming for
Oh,
like 8 months.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're going to just go through the entire game, and I'm going to pause it and make comments whenever I feel like I can add something that you can improve upon.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Summoner's
right off
Rift.
the bat, you're choosing to go to your turret directly. Is there any reason why you're not choosing to guard any of the entrances to the jungle?
No, I usually just go and then help with the blue buff.
Right. Uh, well, it's generally standard that you and the support guard either this here, this bush, you run straight to it,
Okay.
or here, because if you don't, the enemies can pass through it without being seen and surprise your jungler.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's fair
so
enough.
yeah, as soon as the game starts, you buy your items and just spam right click here, and your
Okay.
character autopaths here to shortest route.
Yep.
And they can't. They literally, the other team can't get here faster than you can. You'll always be here first and ready to warn everyone else if anyone comes. Because I saw that is exactly what eventually ends up happening in this game.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Especially if they have hooking supports like Pike, Nautilus, Blitzcrank. Then it's even more likely that they're going to invade your jungler.
Okay.
So it's always good to be there. Being here never helps with anything.
Okay.
So you have no vision here. You know that they're already here and that Pike is here. You should never be here. If Pike lands his hook, you die. Even if he's low HP.
Yeah, that's why I kind of died in the beginning there.
Yeah. Yeah, just stay away from this. If the jungler, especially in higher elo, if the jungler sees this invade and he's not in place already and lost control of this area, he'll just start the other buff. And it's an okay idea to ping your jungler or type it in chat. Just start the other buff.
Okay.
If you fight these 5v5, one, you're in a worse position because they got here first, and so you're already at a disadvantage in this team fight. And two, even if, let's say, all factors were equal, it's a coin flip fight. You don't know at the start of the fight who's going to win. And this is a general rule of thumb. Whenever a fight is about to occur and you don't know which side will win, nobody has a clear advantage, it's always better to just avoid that fight and ping everyone off.
Yeah.
So, because this is how you end up with coin flip games and 50% win rate, because of coin flip situations like these.
Okay.
So just ping everyone off and avoid them, one. And two, the waves have already arrived here. So, and the enemy ADC is already here collecting experience. So she will hit level 2 first, much sooner than you will. I know you're going after this kill, but in higher elo nobody will do this stuff here. And even if you collect this kill here, you'll always be permanently... there is no way to recover experience in this game. Gold, sure, you might recover it from getting champion kills or being better at farming. But there is no way... The only source of experience in your lane is these minions. And if they die, they're gone. And your enemy laner will always be ahead in experience. So they will always level up first before you and always have that advantage over you.
Okay.
So it's extremely important that you are here to catch the first experience. And you will see in higher elos, they do even crazier stuff, especially when you have very good supports. Let's say you don't have to leash your jungler because your jungler started red, right? So you are here already first in lane. And the enemy ADC support, they have to leash. If you have a very aggressive early lane support, what they will do is they will literally stand here as the 3 melee casters die and zone these 2 that are coming back to lane, zone these 2 away from the experience of these 3 dying melee minions. That's how important experience is, especially from these 3 melee minions. That's the depth at which experienced players are willing to go to gain even a tiny bit of edge over the enemy laners. So you definitely don't do this and lose experience here.
Okay.
It's very important.
That's good to know, because I always feel like I leave my team behind
A
if I just
summoner has reconnected.
leave them.
Yeah, I know the feeling, but it's a coin flip result. You don't know what the outcome is. But you know for certain that you're losing this experience here. So you're losing something for certain for a potential gain. Okay, your brand is zoning off the ADC. The ADC is alone. It's pretty good play by him. I think you guys are doing a good job here. I noticed something in your CSing pattern. Do you use S? Do you use the stop command?
What is that? I don't think I use it.
Yeah, because it's affecting your ability to last hit minions. So, what I've noticed you doing is you start attacking a minion and you never stop attacking it until it dies. And you have no control over... If your minions are also attacking that minion, which most certainly they are, you never have full control over when that minion dies, because you keep hitting at a precisely regular interval, because that's the auto attack speed, and you sometimes get unlucky and you don't kill the minion, and then your minions kill that minion because of that timing that you have no control over. But if you use the stop command, the S key on your keyboard, to stop your character from auto-attacking it, you can stop it for just a fraction of a second, a quarter of a second, and then attack it again so that you get the correct timing, so that you don't leave it low HP and let your minions finish it off. You know, stop for a bit, let your minions get it very low, and then you continue attacking it.
Okay.
It will dramatically improve your CSing, because right now you're just attacking, and you have no control over when the minion dies, and you lose a lot of CS like that, I noticed.
Yeah.
Like now. Well, I think it was a different minion. Alright. Oh, another tip. Especially when you have a lot of minions, a lot more minions than the enemy wave, always pay attention to 2 things. Which of the enemy minions are being attacked by most of your minions, and in this case, this minion is under heavy fire. And you should always try to kill that minion first, because if you try to kill any of the other minions, this one will just die by itself and you won't get the CS. So you obviously need to keep your focus on this one because it's going to die first, right?
Okay.
And the second trick to CSing, especially, it's very hard to last hit this minion when so many other minions are attacking it. So, so a trick to getting these minions is to move very close to them, because your auto attack actually has a travel speed. So the further you are, the harder it is to time right. So if you move right next to it, it's much easier to time it right.
Okay.
To last hit it. And the other thing to pay attention to when CSing is your cannon minion, when you have a cannon minion in your wave. It deals way more damage, and if all factors are equal, you have the same amount of minions, and they're each attacking like 1-to-1, not 4-to-1 like this one. You'll generally want to focus on the minion that the cannon is attacking, because that's the one that's going to die first, obviously, since the cannon deals a lot more damage.
Yeah.
So these are two tricks that can also improve your CSing. So to recap, for CSing, use the stop command to control your timing better. Pay attention to which enemy minion is under heavy fire and try to kill that one. And if all other factors are equal, pay attention to the minion that's being focused by the cannon and kill that. And also move closer to a minion if you feel like it's going to be difficult to time the last hit, right? If you move closer, it's easier because your auto attack has a travel speed. Okay, very good here. Get the poke. Your CSing is a bit off, but we discussed how you can improve that. Focus on the tower, no need to move back and forth. This is very bad by Pyke, and I think you recognize that since you have a huge minion wave here. He's going to draw a lot of minion aggro and just die here. I think you end up killing him. A very bad play by him. So how much gold do you have now? You have 800 gold. I think it's 875 for a pickaxe, or I don't know what your first component is. First item. Okay, you get the plate. Very good. Now you should just back. I wouldn't get this wave. You have a lot of gold. I would just here's the thing. If you stay, you don't know where their jungler is.
No, that's true. I think we actually got hit by the jungler sometime when we pushed.
Right. You don't know where their jungler is. There's no reason to overstay for this, and you have 800 gold that like if you had backed, let me rush this plate, and as soon as you get it, just run for this here or here and back, and by the time you get back to lane, you'll probably only lose just these 3 minions, but you'll have your items, your gold spent, which is extremely important, and you will be in a much better position. The wave will probably be around here when you come back to lane. You won't be vulnerable to a gank. So don't overstay. That's a very huge risk, and you risk feeding the jungler. I don't know what happens here. I don't remember. Okay. Oh, yeah. Also, from what I noticed, you don't use your Ashe vision arrow. I forget what it's called.
No, I haven't played in a long time, and this was my first game since I started again, and I kind of just remembered it in like mid game or something that I hadn't used the E
Yeah.
anytime. So then I started using it, but in the beginning I didn't use it at all.
Yeah, especially when you're in vulnerable situations like these, just cast it on one of these camps. Try to get an idea of where the jungler is. You should be casting it on cooldown almost.
Okay.
Especially when you're in vulnerable positions. It's not just valuable for you; it's valuable for your team as well to know where the enemy jungler is. It's a very, very powerful ability in general to know where the jungler is. Because imagine if they know, if you spot the jungler here, your mid laner knows to be more careful, and they might end up not dying, which prevents the jungler from snowballing. You know, just as an example. So it's important for your team as well, not just for yourself. What do we end up buying here?
Red team double kill.
Okay, your Brent took a while to back as well. Your wave is pushing into them. Do you know wave manipulation? Can you recognize what a frozen wave is, or when a wave is pushing towards you or away from you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I'm going to send you some videos afterwards, after our coaching, so that you can get an idea about that as well. Since it's a longer explanation, and there are videos that can explain it better than I can. But in general, my point is your wave right now is pushing towards them because you have more minions. There's nothing you can do to prevent that. So it's important to recognize that pretty soon you're going to be vulnerable again because your wave is pushing into them. And you don't have a support here to help you. So you're going to end up somewhere here without Brand. Brand will probably be somewhere here and you're going to be pushed in. So I don't know if you have a ward. I would put a ward here, or I would cast my vision ability first to make sure nobody's waiting here. And then I would ward this at least. And then hover in one of these bushes to stay safe as the wave is pushing. Stay somewhat safe.
Yeah.
It's important to recognize you're in a dangerous spot here. This ward is not the best word you can place. The best this is kind of a lazy word in general. You can place it here and it will cover a much better radius. It will cover this area as well. You'll get a bigger head start on when the jungler is ganking you. This is if you're on the red side. If you're on the blue side, here is fine.
Okay.
And if you're on the red side, you want to ward here because the jungler might path through here. Like this. And this gives you a sooner notice than this. See, look. This is not visible by this. But if you put your ward here, you'll get a bit more head start of when the jungler comes. Head notice. Alright, you dodged that. That's nice. Meanwhile, your support is coming. I would just use my W and try to get this. Oh, but I think it was on cooldown. Oh no, it's not on cooldown now. You never in any lane you never want the wave paused here because it's a very big risk for you. Yeah, you mispositioned a bit here, obviously. It's fine, it's a good thing you got a wave. But I would spam W on this wave and get rid of it as soon as possible and back. You don't like this position because you don't know where the jungler is.
That's true. Yeah, because he's coming there.
Look, there he is. The only reason this guy is camping you is because you guys stick around too long.
Rampage.
The fact that he dies here is because they're bad, not because you guys are playing correctly.
Red team double kill.
He has all the right to be here because you guys always keep being in a bad spot.
True. I can see that we're like kind of overstaying here because we should probably go back.
Well, they just died, so I think you can safely get at least one plate, but I wouldn't do this, what you guys are doing now. I would just hit this plate here. Well, you get it anyway because your minions were focusing the objective. But you guys should be focusing the objective.
Yeah.
I guess he's looking for a kill. Your Warwick is just baiting them in. This is very bad to stay like this with half HP and so many enemies focused around here. They're just being bad.
Dominating.
Like honestly,
Red team double kill.
this is just you guys being a bit lucky here, to be honest. But if the enemy were better players, you guys would be quite punished for overstaying there.
Yeah.
Since you know this Rengar is camping you, but you need to coordinate with your support. Let me show you something here. You can try to freeze the wave here. Tank this minion wave a tiny bit, so that they don't get in your turret range. I think Brent ends up doing that anyway. And these three, in order to keep a freeze, they need to have 3 or 4 more minions than you do. If they do that, the wave will always sit where it's frozen, around here. Because they will always kill your wave faster than your wave kills them. So you end up overall staying here in this safer area, and Rengar can't do anything about it. He'll be forced to just leave. But if you guys keep pushing, you give him always the opportunity to come to harass you and potentially get kills on you. So in other words, you shouldn't be auto attacking these.
No, okay.
Because you're getting yourself in a vulnerable position later. Just last hit these and stay safe here until you're certain that Rengar has moved on to another side of the map. Then you can build up a bigger wave and crash into their turret and get turret platings, and maybe even a kill or 2 on these guys. But if you ever want to stay safe, learn about wave management and freezing waves.
Yeah.
So that you can be positioned better. Because now that you pushed it, this guy is able to come to you again.
Yeah.
Red team double kill.
But you of course need to communicate with Brand and tell him not to attack the wave as well. Because Brands have a lot of AoE, and most often than not, then they end up... I don't understand why you shot that arrow there, to be honest. You weren't on vision either. Yeah, just back away from here. There's no reason to try to duel them. I know it's fun or whatever, but there's like no chance of you killing that pike. You just put yourself in a risky position.
Shut down.
You're way too close. Your auto attack range is much bigger than this. There's no reason for you to be in melee range to anyone. It should be like here where Brand is. Alright, you're doing fine here, I think. Okay, auto him. You win that. Just path here, path here, path
Yeah.
here. Dead.
Strike quickly.
He died anyway. But he could have lived. Especially since this guy had... Oh no, this guy was dead, never mind.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Back, get your gold. I bet you have a bunch of gold. Holy crap, you have almost 2k gold, no reason for you to stay. Whenever your wave is under their turret, that is the perfect time for you to back. And you will only lose a few minions by the time you're back, and your wave will be in a better spot. No reason for you to stay. You have way too much gold. With this much gold spent, you could be doing so much more damage in your next team fight.
Yeah, probably. I should maybe go back more often because usually I save up money in the beginning and try to stay in lanes.
Absolutely,
Longer.
no, yeah, there's no reason to stay for so long. You're inviting a gank if you're in this area and you're not getting your gold on the map in the form of an item. You're not benefiting. It's as if you don't even have this gold right now. It's useless until you spend it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what the next fight is, but imagine you had... Well, Brand is doing a lot of damage,
Double kill.
so it ends up not mattering this time. But in a different game where you don't have a support that deals this much damage, let's say you have an enchanter,
Destroyed.
it will matter a lot that you don't have that gold spent. If you had an enchanter support, like, I don't know, Lulu or Jan.
Yeah.
Luckily Brand does a lot of heavy lifting. Might have made a difference here. Might have gotten this Kaisa killed if you had the gold.
Shut down.
It's these small things, but they add up. And at the end of the game, that can amount to...
Yeah, that
winning
makes
or
a
losing.
difference, yeah.
Blue team has slain the dragon. Killing spree.
You focus on last hitting, nothing else. Oh, one other thing. When this turret is gone, you know where their next wave is, right? Do you know how to anticipate where their next wave is?
Yeah, kinda.
How?
I usually don't do it though because focus. I always forget to do it because I'm usually looking more in mid lane or if anyone else like need a gank.
Mm-hmm. So do you know where their wave is now?
Well, it would be like in the middle between like where I stand and the tower
Yeah,
in the back.
because you look at your wave,
Yeah,
and it's always mirrored.
yeah,
That means that wave that's coming, that's around here, and this wave, they will meet here. And if you want to farm the next wave, you're going to have to do it here, which is quite a vulnerable position. You're quite far from the safety of your tower. So, if you know for certain that you want to farm the next wave as well, let me rewind a bit. What you can do is, instead of rushing to clear this wave, just last hit it or clear it slower, such that the next wave will meet somewhere here, and you'll be in a safer spot. There's no reason to rush the clearing.
okay. Yeah, I think that's might be one of my like weakest things that I do. I usually like force waves to go up faster than they maybe should do.
Yeah. Oh, and now that you are here, you force them to stop even further into their territory. Yeah, and now you're kind of in a dangerous spot. Rengar and Pike can appear literally out of nowhere, because they can both go invisible.
Yeah, true.
And just delete you. They don't do it, because let's say you get lucky this time, but it can happen. Okay, focus mid since you have nowhere else to go. Very good. You know Pike is somewhere around here. Just
Yeah.
position yourself on the upper side of the map because you know Teemo's up here. Don't instead of here,
Yeah.
stand here.
Yeah, I should have done that.
Okay, so far so good. You can get this just fine.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Okay, the moment you see 3 of them, it's time to just instantly
Get out.
buff. Yeah.
Hmm.
No reason to even do this. Just run.
Yeah.
But Brent decides he got tired with living, so
Yeah, that's kind of. I have a hard time deciding when other of my teammates go in if I should just like, okay, should I stay and try to help them or should I just go with my gut and
I
just go
know,
away?
but like I know exactly what you mean, but what you inadvertently end up doing by just hovering there is encouraging your team to overstay. If you act in a decisive manner and just back, they will more often than not follow suit.
Ah.
And if they don't, they might not. A lot of the times they will not, and they will end up dying without you. And then they will question mark ping you. Why weren't you there?
Yeah.
But that's not your fault. That's their fault, and that is a common mistake that happens in this elo. It won't happen in higher elo. The more you climb, the more they will follow you in these situations if you retreat.
Yeah, I kind of recognize this for like last season when I was in silver. It's a total different like gameplay. The higher up you get when you because like people
Yeah,
aren't that aggressive or like
yeah.
that into getting kills when you get higher up. But I just think it's hard to like
Yeah, they pay more
be.
attention around around them, and don't if the team is away, they don't just run 1v5.
Yeah.
So if you do back away, the higher you climb, the more often your team recognizes that they're at a numbers disadvantage and they back away as well. You will of course as you retreat want to also ping them, to increase your chances that they notice that you're not there anymore, because they
Yeah.
might not. But if you hover, even though you're in a disadvantageous spot, like there 3 and you're just 2 of you, if you hover, it gets them confused, and the lower elo it is, the more confused they get, and they overstay and die, and you die and they die as well. So just act decisively. If you know it's a correct play, just do it, even at the risk of your team dying and spamming you afterwards, because it matters. The more you climb, it will start to matter that you're doing the correct play.
Yeah.
You also never want to fight a Teemo as an ADC because of that blind.
Yeah.
It counters you so hard. You should be going bot lane now since nobody's farming it. But you choose to go... You're being distracted here by these random team fights. And if you always participate to them, you are encouraging them to happen again in the future.
Okay.
If you let's say, so this Pike is now in a random fight. You come to help because you see the poor guy being in a fight. You're like, okay, I don't want him to spam ping me question marks because I didn't participate. I'm going to help.
Yeah.
You're encouraging it. If instead of doing this, you come here and get your farm, and he dies, that's a small loss for your team, but he will not do this again, or he's much less likely to do it again. So the more you participate in random fights, the more you're encouraging your team to keep doing it, and the more coin flippy the game becomes. So just don't do it and focus on 100% gains. You don't know if you're going to get a kill here. You might get a kill.
Oh.
You might get killed. You don't have vision on 4 of their team members. You don't know where they are. So just come here and get your 100% gains, golden experience. Just run straight here. Brent got himself killed because of that random fight. And this goes on, and as this goes on, you're losing more and more farm here in the bot lane. More farm, more gold lost. You're sharing experience. The more you group, the more you share experience with your team, and that's pretty bad.
Okay.
You'll fall behind in levels by doing that. But luckily Kai'Sa's doing the same thing, because that is the nature of the CO. But the more you climb, the more you'll notice that you keep falling behind the enemy ADC. And you start losing games. Because you don't grab these side waves. They die to nobody. Nobody benefits from them. A bit unlucky here that that fight came. I think he played the fight well.
Shut down. Blue team
Clear the wave.
dragon. Shut down.
No reason to fight the Teemo. It's always a bad idea. Unless he's super behind and you're super fed. He chunked you, so you're going to be much less useful now in the next team fight if you don't back.
Yeah.
Because you fought the team. You had a bunch of opportunities here to use your ultimate. I remember from when I saw it before. Could have used it on this guy and just delete him because he's low HP. Or you can use it on this guy, potentially saving Brand. I don't know if he ends up dying. Probably will. Yeah. But you held onto that arrow forever.
Yeah, I think I usually hold my ult too long sometimes.
Red team double kill.
It's good for peeling.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Either self-peel or save a teammate of yours. Unless a team fight happens somewhere and you're not there.
Shut down. Rampage.
Just farm. Play safe. Tiny bit more safe. You're not frontline. You're poor ADC.
Unstoppable.
Okay, now you're finally going to the correct lane.
To my lane, yeah.
There is an argument, but you gotta talk to your ADC. It is actually better for you and Brand to be mid lane, but in order for you to be mid lane, you need to convince the Talon to take bot lane. That's where he should be.
Okay.
Technically speaking, you don't want to be three people here and share the golden experience. If you want mid lane, and you should be mid lane, once the towers fall, the tier 1 towers, this lane is too long for an immobile AD carry to be in, because he'll farm wave here and be in danger, and someone can kill the AD carry. So generally you want the AD carry and support to be in mid lane after the towers fall, and convince your mid laner to be in the side lane. Unless the mid laner is also an immobile mage, then it's a sad situation where you do end up kind of 3-manning this mid lane, and from time to time someone will still have to come here and pick up these side waves. But in this situation, you can just, if it's someone that has abilities for mobility, like, I don't know, Talon, Echo, who else? Zed. These guys that can move around fast. LeBlanc. You want to convince them to move to the side lane, and you stay in farm mid lane. But otherwise, if they don't do it, someone needs to pick these up. So it's good that you're here. Does that make sense? Is there any reason why you pathed into their jungle instead of towards your tower?
Probably not. I just sometimes I just click the if I want to go
Okay,
to
you
some
you
place.
saw the Teemo flank
Yeah.
you. That's why you went through there. Right here, there was no reason to push forward, to move forward. There's no wave coming as well. Look how far it is. It's here, somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, just back away, especially if you don't see them on the minimap. You don't know where they are. You only know where one person is. So 4 people could be somewhere here, waiting for you to serve. Moving on.
Red team double kill. Red team double kill. Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Okay, Drake is up. No reason for you to run this way. Run mid, because you can't run through here because you have no vision. They could be here and kill you.
Yeah.
Just come here, be in position, maybe ping this guy off because he's over pushed. And they could be flanking him as well.
Yeah.
Group here and head towards the Drake. You're going the unsafe route. You could die here at any point. You should at least cast your E, your hawk shot.
Shut down.
Yeah.
Through here. To make sure. But don't be here alone. It's very risky. Unless you want to collect mushrooms.
Yeah, true. I kinda did though.
Making that miso soup.
Blue team slain the dragon.
Alright, again, you can work a bit on your positioning. You have a much higher range than this. You don't need to be in
Yeah, I
melee
don't need
range
to-
enemies.
Team double kill.
I guess that comes with practice. And you didn't get the Drake either.
Red team's
It's
turret has been
unfortunate.
destroyed.
At least Ryze is getting
Blue
something
team's
done.
turret has been destroyed.
So now that Baron is up, and you generally don't want to be in the bot lane because they can group and get Baron at any time.
Okay.
Does anyone on your team have teleport? Ryze. So
Yeah.
Ryze should be bot lane, and
Okay.
everyone else should be top side. And Ryze can just teleport in case they start a Baron, or in case you have the opportunity to start a Baron.
Okay.
But you need to communicate with your team. Just type it in chat or something. Generally, at this point in the game, the person with teleport takes the lane that's opposite to the next objective. So if Drake is going to be up soon, person with a teleport goes top. If Baron
Okay.
is the next objective, then the person goes in the bot lane.
Oh, okay, I never seen that, so that sounds logical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, back away from here. Not going to kill a Teemo.
Killing spree.
Don't fight a Teemo. Maybe you should keep that in mind.
Yeah.
It's like the second or third time you
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Teemo makes
Red
short
team's
work of
turret
you.
has been destroyed.
Especially since he's level 17 and you're 15. Okay, there's a huge wave here, nobody's collecting that. Why is it? What are these guys like? Okay, if you see your teammates away, you don't want to 3-man it. There's
No, okay.
You can be collapsed by their entire team here. You have no chance of winning this. So, this is the unpleasant part of late game, especially as an AD carry. You need to always be aware where your team is. Because you're so squishy.
Okay.
You're so squishy. You can't do this.
Okay.
And
So kind of like be
this-
more selfish as well.
this guy is your front line too. He's the only front line that you have, and if you don't have a front line, they can just run you over.
No. Okay.
Especially if you get outnumbered. At least this guy can buy time for you. He can tank some damage so that you can get your damage off.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you're all squishy and outnumbered here in this position.
Blue team's inhibitor is respawning soon. Red team's turret has been destroyed. Shut down. Unstoppable.
Okay, 3 of your teammates are dead. Drake is up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no chance that you can take Drake in this situation. I guess you just give it up. That's fine. Oh, one other thing. One other thing that you can do as an ADC, especially when you see that your map lacks so much vision,
Yeah.
swap to blue trinket.
Okay.
Don't keep the yellow one, because the yellow one requires you to always put yourself in vulnerable situations to place it.
Okay.
And the cool thing about the blue trinket wards is they never disappear. So if you put them in places where they don't suspect, you keep accumulating vision, even if you're just one person trying to build vision for your team.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever used the blue one.
It's pretty viable on an ADC. It's not often built because generally the support does a better job at placing vision, but if you're in a situation like this and you recognize that you're in a situation like this, especially when you find yourself often picking up waves without any kind of backup. If you recognize, oh, I'm always in a vulnerable position, this should be like a habit of yours. You see yourself here and darkness all around you. You should always feel unsafe in this situation. It's like walking down a dark alley at night. And if you recognize this this situation and you start feeling unsafe whenever you recognize it, it'll naturally come to you that you need vision. And since nobody's providing you that vision, you have to take matters into your own hands. And the only way to do that is as an ADC is with a blue trinket, because you don't want to walk and place vision with the yellow trinkets because you'll die. Make sense?
Yeah.
So you can always get that. It's situational. I'm not saying always. If you have good vision on the map and your support does a good job, or your team does a good job, no need. But I feel like in this game, blue trinket
Yeah, we
is...
don't have that good vision, any of us. Well.
Get the next wave, no reason
Red
to
team's
back
turret
here.
has been destroyed.
Oh, they're pushing.
Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed. Killing spree.
I wouldn't fight this. Their entire... Well,
Yeah. Okay.
and you're in the middle of the super creeps too, you're taking some damage. I don't know, I wouldn't fight this here. Always try to stick to the teammate that can peel for you. Unless you're very fed and you can just 1v5, but you're just an ADC, you can't really do this.
No, I die super quickly.
Yeah, stay with your Warwick. He's the one that lives the longest in a team fight. And can buy time for you to dish out damage.
Shut down. Shut down. Red team's turret has been destroyed. Ace.
Yeah, just wait here, I would say. Wait until the waves come to you. It's too risky to fight them there.
Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Oh, he flashed for that.
Shut down.
Yeah, under turrets now. Otherwise Rengar can just one-shot you. Just like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of little things.
Shut down.
Especially as an AD carry, you don't have a lot of
Red team double kill.
how should I explain this? If you played like a top laner, they're able to 1v9 much easier. They're much less team reliant. But as a squishy AD carry, you have to always be aware of where your team is.
Okay.
And also, unfortunately, AD carries, unless you're like turbo smurfing, they're not very impactful in the early game. And every small little gain that you can take, like farming better than you're farming and playing safer around your vision, you know, little things like that that add up. They can get, at the later stages of the game, you can end up way further than you are now and put you in a better position to carry. But the mistakes, if they accumulate throughout the game, then you are much weaker in the late game where you're supposed to be the one carrying.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
So yeah, it's small things that you can work on. I'm going
Yeah, but
to...
it's necessary.
Sorry, go ahead. What?
No, I just said, but it's necessary because I kind of see like what I can do better, but I haven't really thought about it before. But it's good to see.
Yep. Yeah. So it's a lot of information that I covered, and it's fine. I'm going to post the video on YouTube and send you the link. That way you can always come back and review what we discussed, because when there's so much information, it's easy to miss stuff, to forget some of the stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, that's about it. And if you ever have any
Great.
questions, I'm around. You can always ask. Hope it was helpful,
great.
and yeah, good luck with your ranking.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Have a
my
great
pleasure.
day.
Bye bye.